Well, hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking all about an underrated antioxidant in skincare products, resveratrol. But before we do that, give this video a thumbs up if you like hearing all about skincare ingredients from a board-certified dermatologist. Be sure you're subscribed and you have your bell notifications on because YouTube will let you know as soon as my videos go live. Resveratrol, it is actually naturally present in a lot of foods that we enjoy, grapes, peanuts, chocolate. It's thought to be responsible for some of the improved longevity in populations in the Mediterranean that consume a lot of red wine because it's naturally present in red wine. Resveratrol is part of a group of compounds called polyphenols. It's an antioxidant. And antioxidants help in reducing oxidative stress in the body upon exposure to environmental stressors like pollution, tobacco, ultraviolet radiation, infrared radiation, visible light. I mentioned resveratrol is naturally present in a lot of foods, so we get it through our diet. But in this video specifically, we are talking about resveratrol in skincare products, putting it on the skin. Does it even make sense? Did you realize that resveratrol may offer some beneficial protection against UV rays? Of course, it's certainly not a substitute for sunscreen, but there is some evidence to suggest that it reduces the number of what are called sunburn cells after exposure to UV rays. Those are the damaged keratinocytes in your skin. When those cells become damaged, they release inflammatory mediators that generate a lot of inflammation and destruction. Resveratrol may actually help mitigate some of that. It's both a direct and indirect antioxidant. What I mean by that is it acts as an antioxidant by itself, to reduce free radical damage, but it also helps your body produce more of its own antioxidants by stimulating something called the NRF2 pathway. So that's always good. You know, you're not just relying on the compound to do all the work, it does the work and it pushes your body to do some work too. There is some interesting research to suggest maybe topical application of resveratrol can have an anti-aging effect in improving collagen. There's actually a study in people showing that topical application of resveratrol in combination with vitamin E and some other antioxidants actually improve the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines around the eyes. Not the most rigorous study out there. At any rate, it is pretty well tolerated when applied to the skin. Because it's an antioxidant, it may help in protecting against accelerated aging due to exposure to UV rays. And it also may help because it's anti-inflammatory. So it may help protect the proteins and the lipids and the DNA in your skin, slowing down the aging process. Resveratrol actually has some affinity for estrogen receptors in the skin, and that's cool because in that regard, it may help in improving collagen synthesis. I've got a video talking about estrogen deficient skin. When women go through menopause, estrogen levels decline, and as a result, women start losing more collagen in the skin because estrogen binding to the estrogen receptor helps stimulate collagen production. There's some evidence to suggest that resveratrol may help in binding to those receptors in the skin to improve collagen synthesis. More research is needed, but it does show some promise. In addition to being an antioxidant, it's most compelling actually for treating hyperpigmentation. Y'all know from my videos kind of the gold standard ingredients for treating hyperpigmentation are hydroquinone. Hydroquinone can have some side effects. It's often combined in a triple combination cream with tretinoin as well as a weak steroid, and that combination together is most evidence-based for improving hyperpigmentation. It's prescription only. But y'all know from my videos, hydroquinone can't be used long-term, and there are a variety of other hydroquinone alternatives out there to address hyperpigmentation or to use as maintenance therapy once someone is done with hydroquinone. And resveratrol shows promise because it is both a direct and indirect inhibitor of the enzyme tyrosinase, which is responsible for pigment production in the skin. It serves as an alternative substrate for tyrosinase, so it inhibits its function. It's actually more potent at doing that than vitamin C, arbutin, or hydroquinone, at least based on in vitro assays. In addition to directly inhibiting tyrosinase, it indirectly inhibits tyrosinase by reducing the expression of tyrosinase. Resveratrol can actually inhibit the transcription of tyrosinase. Evidence suggests that it retains immature tyrosinase in the endoplasmic reticulum. Comment below and if you remember what that is from your Biology 101 back in high school. Resveratrol shows promise for those with acne. It may have some antibacterial effects. There are some studies showing that it has some benefit in people with acne, and it also has been shown to target Cutibacterium acne, the bacteria who plays a major role in acne pathogenesis. And because resveratrol is anti-inflammatory, it's beneficial for calming down redness. You know, when you're exposed to environmental stressors that damage skin cells, they release, again, inflammatory mediators that can cause blood vessel dilation, bring in more blood flow and inflammation. That can lead to redness. Resveratrol may be helpful in lessening that. Skincare products, though, they always come with this limitation like, well, does it actually get into the skin? Turns out resveratrol has relatively decent bioavailability when applied to the skin. It can penetrate and it can accumulate in your skin, and it does so in a gradient fashion, meaning it's more focused in the top layers of the skin, and as you go down, you get less of it. And research suggests that its penetration into the skin is improved if it's in an aqueous acidic formulation. What about ingesting resveratrol supplements? Is that beneficial? But as far as taking a dietary supplement for your skin, the issue is it doesn't localize to the skin when you take a supplement. Your best bet is getting resveratrol in your diet from foods, but when it comes to these skin benefits, the topical application is a better approach. You actually get it to where it needs to go. And it turns out it does work doing it that way. You can actually get it into the skin. When should you use resveratrol products in your skincare routine? Well, at nighttime, your skin goes about healing from damage, so you may want to apply it at nighttime before you go to bed. Have some of the benefits in stimulating your body's antioxidant systems to repair damage, or you may want to do it in the morning. There's no right or wrong answer here. You want to apply it though to clean skin. After you've washed your face, rinse the cleanser off. You can apply it to the skin while it's still a little bit damp, or you can towel dry the skin. Applying things like this to the skin while it's still a little bit damp may enhance the penetration. As a result, you may find it more irritating, so you kind of have to figure out what works for you based on the product that you are using. After you apply it, then you want to apply a moisturizer, and of course if it's during the daytime, you're going to want to apply a broad spectrum sunscreen, at least SPF 30 or higher. Why? Remember, resveratrol, while it may help in lessening UV damage, it's not a sunscreen or a substitute for sunscreen. But when used alongside sunscreen, well, then you have a nice combination there. Why am I even talking about resveratrol? I think it's worthwhile considering a lot of people, myself included, don't really get along well with ascorbic acid, vitamin C. It's as an ingredient, it's difficult to formulate. The most well-studied formulation on the market is pretty expensive, the SkinCeuticals one. And it degrades and becomes even more irritating. Personally, I just don't get along well with it, and I know a lot of you out there are the same way, but you want to incorporate an antioxidant. I've talked about several others on here before. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of ubiquinone, otherwise known as Q10, niacinamide. So this may be yet another option for you, and it can be used alongside other ingredients safely. What is a good product with resveratrol? Well, bear in mind there's no right or wrong answer here either, because skincare products are not subject to comparator trials where we actually find out who is the best. But a product that I personally use, not sponsored by this company at all, but I've used it before, I've used this product before, I've recommended it in other videos before, and that is the Ordinary's 3% resveratrol with 3% ferulic acid, another antioxidant. That product is like $9 for a dropper bottle full and works well. I don't have any assays of it scavenging free radicals or inhibiting tyrosinase. I don't have a good clinical trial to show you in people who have melasma or hyperpigmentation using this and seeing benefit. You're not going to get that with resveratrol. We don't have that level of research, but this particular product I tolerate it. I like it because it's relatively inexpensive, seems to be logically formulated, and I've had good success with many of the Ordinary's products, so that's why I like it. Paula's Choice has an antioxidant serum as well. Obviously going to be more expensive than the Ordinary, and this particular Paula's Choice serum has resveratrol. It also has a few other antioxidants. I think it has niacinamide in it, so that's another option. The Ordinary one is quite good. A word of caution though with this product, You do not need a lot. You only need a few drops, and you can spread it on the surface of the skin very easily. I think people run into issues with a lot of the Ordinary serums because I think they end up using too much product. I never really realized this until I started watching TikTok, and I see people taking these dropper bottles and like pouring a large volume of product onto the surface of the skin. And you don't need that much, and using more doesn't get you better results. It just increases the risk of irritation. And with a product like this, it is on the acidic side. It can be irritating for you, so be really conservative in the volume that you need. I find personally that when it comes to serums like this, 3 drops. I can get 2 drops to cover my face, sparing around the eyes and around the mouth, just fine. And the 3rd drop I can take down to my neck. Can you use this on the eyelid skin? I would say be cautious there. Eyelid skin is very delicate, prone to irritation and dryness with serums like this. So I personally don't use it in that way. But yeah, 2 to 3 drops is really all you need with a product like this. So let me know in the comments. I know a lot of you guys have used this. I think many of you mentioned that it was like a holy grail for you after I talked about it in my video. I have a video on like the best anti-aging serums or something from the Ordinary, or the best antioxidant serums. That one is really good. It's definitely underrated. So I wanted to do more of a deep dive in today's video on resveratrol because I do get questions on it. And topically, it is a logical ingredient to incorporate into your routine if you tolerate it. It can be used alongside other ingredients, possibly when used alongside other antioxidants or skin lightening ingredients. It can be more powerful for addressing things like hyperpigmentation. And you may find that it's beneficial if you deal with redness for calming that down. I hope this was informative. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.